foremost had patience. They were in no rush to be a global lifestyle brand. They have a category that they're focused on, and they own that, and they work really hard to own that. I've heard a lot of really smart people in the industry talk about that core item. Figure out that thing you do really, really good, whether it be a white blouse or, to say, Diane von Furstenberg, she did it with the wrap dress, but make a lot of money and just focus on that and build your brand around that, and then everything else organically will come from that. So I think it's probably true with bloggers as well. Find your passion, find the thing that you really believe in, and don't let what others are doing around you make you change that, and stay focused on that and just hone down on it. And I think that's really what I see young designers who have success doing.
Yeah, difference between having a job and a career, right? So I have a career. I believe in my brand. I believe in what we're doing. I think that fashion makes people feel good, and I think more than anything, it's personal expression. So we are trying to promote an industry that really does change your mood and build your confidence. So that's motivating to me. I mean, I love what I do.
My parents were always just telling me, just do what you love. Just do something that you really love, because there are going to be days that you do not love it. When you're doing something and you're not passionate about it, you don't really have a lot of feeling behind it, it's really hard on those days. So, whether it's 2 days past my deadline on a book, or just, I'm up at 2 a.m. trying to get something in, it has to be something that I really care about, or else it's really hard to push through, especially when you have multiple things on your plate. So I think that's probably the best advice I got, was just do things you love.
And did you ever get bad advice, either that you followed or you ignored, that you
Yeah, I got a lot of bad advice, but what is it? I mean, I came from a reality show. They were bad advice. They're all 15 minutes. Make it count.
That's true.
It is. I think especially coming from my background, it was, and I totally understand it, because that's what history has told us. Recent history, as reality television has gotten bigger, is they do have a very small window, and you get in and make your money, and then there's the next reality show comes out. So I had 3 jars. I had a tax jar, a savings jar, and a spending money, and I would divide I probably got like $9.
Still.
So I would, and at the end of the year, I got to pick a charity to donate my taxes to, which was nice. And my parents would always, at the beginning of every year, I had to submit a clothing budget, and it wasn't like Barney's clothing budget, it was like Mervin's clothing budget. And I would discuss it all, and I got a certain amount, and they would put it onto a credit card and give it to me for the year. And anything I wanted to spend over that, I had to go get a job, and I had a job since I was 12, because obviously that was
not going to work.
But yeah, my parents just, from a very young age, just taught me how to manage money. So I think that I've been very fortunate, but I've also, worked hard to save and be responsible. I interned all throughout college, and I think that just being exposed, even if what you're doing doesn't seem important, just being in that environment can be so beneficial. And I also think that, especially in beauty, correct me if I'm wrong, there's a lot of people that hire within. They'll have an intern or an assistant. Yes, and if it's someone that's doing a really great job, you don't want to go interview 10 other people. You've got someone amazing right there. So I think that just getting a lot of experience, and it's a little rough in the beginning, working for nothing. But yeah, I think it really does pay off. I have worked to have sort of a major brand and sort of an umbrella. There's several different projects under it. My feeling with a lot of things, and this could possibly come from me coming from reality television and wanting to get away from using my name. So a lot of things don't have my name in the title. I work really hard to make a product that someone. My dream scenario is someone walking into a store, picking out a dress, trying it on, loving it, buying it, finding out afterwards that I did it. That's what I want to happen, because I work really hard, and I really do want great products, and I don't, whether someone, if it's a book, they're probably going to buy it because your name is on it. But make it big too. But yeah, I think that it's a balance. I think that these all are part of my brand, but you want them to stand alone as well. Especially if you're working in, I think both entertainment and fashion, just sort of that industry. that it's really important to understand you're never going to make everyone happy. To accept that right away, because that was really hard for me to learn. But once I did, I was much more confident. I think it's also important to be surrounded by really good people that support you, but don't ever let you get too confident.
How fun Anna's shows are. Anna is actually paradoxically an intensely creative designer who resources her sources of inspiration in the most amazing way. She's incredibly cultivated. There's no aspect of 20th century history, culturally, design-wise that she does not draw upon for her sources of inspiration. And I think that makes her completely unique in the American landscape. Like everything, you'll see. I won't go on too much, but I'm a huge fan, as you can tell, for those reasons that she is an immensely cultivated person, and I think that's so important in fashion, don't you?
I started doing fashion shows in the early 90s. I had been in business 10 years, and I went to Paris to a fashion show with my friend Stephen Meisel, and he said on our way back, now it's your turn, now you have to do a show. And that was such a terrifying prospect. But some of my best friends were Linda, Naomi, Krista Torrington, and they all said, well, we'll help you. And they did. And they helped me get the other girls. Actually, Linda was backstage dressing people. She was like, hurry up, you gotta do Anna's show, you gotta get into these boots faster. It was the cutest thing. At the end of the show, I cried because it was such a big outpouring of love. So I was very fortunate to be in that situation. I think that it starts happening on the street. You suddenly see something that looks really good. Okay, this summer, everyone is wearing shorts. But it happened through a few summers where the really trendy girls were wearing shorts. And then all of a sudden my nieces would always want to wear shorts. I'd say, no, this isn't the right place. The city isn't the right place. Now all of a sudden everyone is wearing shorts. And it's kind of it starts out by the people that know or are the trendsetters. And then it trickles down.
How many people here are wearing shorts? Hands up on shorts. I guess it's a bit chilly with the air conditioning. So. Yeah, I think so. I think people say, what are the trends from Paris? And I always think, let's talk about the trends from the street. Because they're a lot more compelling in a funny kind of way. Like you see the subway. What's your favorite recent street trend spot?
Well, I know what my least favorite is. I was just talking to somebody that actually had the hairdo, the bun. It's it caught on so quickly. We were at dinner one night. There was 5 friends. We're sitting there. I said, did you notice that everyone is wearing a bun? It's the hairdo of the summer. And they're like, what are you talking about? And then I said, see, she's got one. And
Who's got a bun?
By the time we left the restaurant, communication. So when I was growing up there, it was so far away from New York. London was a world away. And I think it really is what made me dream and really made me love research and kind of find as much information as I could about that little picture that I would see in the newspaper. And I think that really gave me that drive to do the research and learn more about things. I think it's so much more accessible these days, but maybe if I didn't have that experience, I wouldn't be as much of a hoarder as I am now.